Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Virgo, and our card is from Tarot of the Abyss. It is the King of Cups, which equates to the Knight of Cups in the Thoth system, which I usually read from. But for my bonus readings, I like to do other decks that I have around the house. Some of them, like this one is a newer one to me, but it's quite beautiful. So I felt very, very drawn to it. So I've been using it for a week or so, and I really have fallen in love with it. Okay, so let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Okay, so we have a person here. You can see the face right here, and the head, the body, and it looks like they're walking. I was gonna say maybe they're on a chair, but I think they must be walking. And over here, it kind of almost looks like the side profile of a face with the eye and the nose, the head kind of here, and almost kind of looks like a maybe a tiger or a lion, some kind of cat face. And I look at this and I almost kind of think of like an older person kind of sitting and considering, thinking back, reminiscing, just kind of drifting into these memories of youth, of being, so full of just absolute wonder and desire and I think really it's not just, but really very much a kind of a lust for connection to others. Okay. I think really a life of loving quite often. And not just romantically, but I think having friends and family and lovers and profound relationships and knowing people in a way that I think most people are not brave enough to get to those places. But I feel like there's this sense of going back over these things and thinking, oh, what a beautiful life I have lived. I am lucky for the things that I have done, the places I've been, the people I've met, the stories I've heard, the stories that I have been a part of. And I think that this mindset, this ability to really get into this place, and of course there's an undertone of lamenting the passage of time. How can we not, right? Sometimes we just can't help ourselves. But I also think there is just an amazing amount of gratitude, of thanks, of feeling cherished by the universe. So many blessings in troubles, blessings in times of ease, blessings in the best of times. And it's all been so worth it. And so I see this person standing here and looking back on it all and Not one regret. It's all meant something. Especially in the places where we fail, right? I know. When it's happening, it feels catastrophic. But I think, as the years go by and you look back and you can kind of laugh a little bit and think, my gosh, how did I ever get to that point? Or how did that ever, happen? And you can think, this is what made me. These are the things that often really become the pillars of our life. Where we've made a misstep, where we've gone, the less chosen way, the harder thing to do. But we do it because we don't have it in us to do anything else. Sometimes we just know, I'm going to choose the way that's going to be the most difficult. And you can't tell me any different. But those are the things that really do. They build our character. Okay. So this is a beautiful, beautiful image. And now we also have a bird right here. So I feel like this is, there's a message here. Okay. I think there's a reason for getting into this place of contemplation. I think it's something that's important for you to, if you haven't been thinking about these things already, I think it's an important place for you to go. During these winter/summer months, I really feel that taking time to sit and truly contemplate things about our lives. Okay, it doesn't just have to be existential or some philosophical thing, but I think it's important to go over and not dwell on the fine details necessarily. And definitely, I'm not saying to go ruminate on traumas and painful memories, but I think it's important for us to kind of go over larger aspects of our life, maybe kind of the arcs of our life, the landscape of our life, right? And if we have trouble finding things to be grateful for, then I think it's important for us to stop and make those gratitude lists. Muster something up from some, far-reaching part of our psyche and think there has to be a way I can turn this into a little bit of a positive. At least something to identify and say, yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't great. It was maybe even kind of terrible. But there was something in there that I can look back and say, I needed to live this life. I needed some of these things to happen. Even if I wish they didn't, I'm glad for the wisdom gained through my experience. And I think that's honestly, as somebody who I have been diagnosed with CPTSD, and I have, a prolonged history of abuse as a child. Okay, so I know there are some things that it's almost impossible to look at and say, there's some good here, right? But it doesn't have to be about the thing. I think we look at what came of this experience. How did I survive this? What did I do? What did I become? And, like in my case, I was a mess for many years. I was addicted. I wouldn't consider myself a very kind person all of the time. I was in pain. I was selfish. I made poor choices. And it took a lot of years of hard work and lots of therapy and faith and, whatever. And I'm not perfect. I still struggle constantly, every single day, in fact, to get it together. But I look at my life and I say, you know, all of this cumulative stuff led me to the life I have now. And although I wouldn't wish some of it on, you know, any other person, I am profoundly grateful that it led me to where I am at this point. I can't see any other way. You know, and I think part of this is, and I was talking about this in another reading, is that, and I think I upset somebody in the comments. They were pretty upset, and I feel bad for that. I actually feel very bad for that. But I had said something about, you know, when we're victimized, it's important to process these things, you know, however we can. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. But we have to find a way to relieve ourselves of the experience of identifying within our victimhood, you know, forever. Of course, there will be times in our lives where we do. It comes to the surface. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people who have been victimized will be re-victimized in other aspects of their life. Yeah, and I don't know why that happens, but, you know, studies say that in psychology, they talk a lot about it. I've talked a lot about it in therapy, you know, myself. But I think that it's important for us to not become too ruled or too interwoven with the concept of us being victims, because, and this is why, I'm not saying that it's bad if you do it. I'm not judging anybody if that's, you know, there are plenty of people who go on to become advocates and do work within things related to abuses that happened, or, you know, whatever events that happened in their lives, because they have a unique knowledge and understanding and so on. But I'm really of the belief that it can become a trauma that is re-traumatizing. And when we define ourselves by some aspect of our trauma, the victimhood, it's hard to get out from under that. It's hard to I don't know, break free, to grow, to, you know, and I think, you know, I think of it as, in my mind, I'm thinking of it right now, it's like a shell shattering, and the beautiful foliage growing and growing and reaching for the sun and becoming and becoming and becoming. You know, and I say all of this, and again, not as a judgment, but I say it as a person who struggles with these things. I think about them a lot. And, you know, I just want the best for everybody. Any person I meet, if we get along or not, if we like each other or not, if I love you dearly, or if I have never met you, I'll never know you, whatever it is, I want the best for people. I really do. I want every single person to live the life that they want to have the things that they need to be able to live the life that they want to. And I know some of the things that I say maybe seem, I don't know, callous. Maybe it sounds callous, but, you know, I can only speak from my very nuanced experience. And I might be wrong, right? And maybe I am. And I totally am willing to admit that's probably at times true, right? But, you know, I read this comment today, and it was, the person was very upset. I mean, I don't know what was going on with it, but it was one aspect of probably what started the comment, and it was a really long one, and it was, you know, very offensive in a lot of ways. And so anyways, YouTube, flagged it in whatever. It wasn't going to ever be on the video anyways, but you know, I guess I'm thinking about that as we're talking about these things, and I'm thinking, you know, it didn't make me feel good, not because this person said a lot of, you know, vile things, but because maybe I hurt somebody's feelings or I made them feel some type of way. And that's never my intention at all. So I also want to look over here really quick before this gets too dry. And little TT went running. She's been evicted from the video because the last reading, she scratched up my whole arm. She was just absolutely trying to get me to pay attention, and I was trying to finish up. So let's see. It is a bear, okay? And you can see the mouth, you can see the eye. Here's kind of the little snout. He has, or she has, a fish here. So we know the fish is abundance, and we know the bear is hungry. And we know the bear is out here giving it its all, trying to get this beautiful taste of success. And I do, and I see that there is an energy in you. And I know this. I'm a Virgo as well. I know. And I laugh because it's true. Once we start, it's hard to stop. We are determined. You're not going to stop us. You're not going to deter us. And so I feel like you have your mind set on something. You are absolutely going after it. And I feel like this is something within maybe... probably I would imagine business, financial, something like this, okay? Because we have the fish. We actually have two. We have one here and one right here. It makes me think, yeah, you're trying to get resources together. You are probably maybe like in a mode of saving money, you know, maybe, I don't know, some kind of maybe getting ready for retirement, getting ready to, invest money, put money away, all things that are kind of foreign to me. I'm learning a little bit about it. My husband is the one that's really good at all of that kind of stuff. But I'm learning slowly. So I do think, though, that there is a sense of really making something for yourself. And so maybe you actually are, you know, kind of in business for yourself. Maybe you are doing some kind of side project. But whatever it is, I think that you are thinking of the future, and you are kind of like stacking those coins. And I think that that is a really important thing. I think it's something that we all should be thinking about where we can. I know that the world is just in this place right now where, you know, a lot of us are living check to check and so on. And it's hard to put any kind of resources aside. But I do think that you are definitely grinding, right? Really determined. Okay, so we also have, right up here, we have a 20. Hello. We have a 20. We have a 4. We have a 4 and an E right there. No bum in the picture, please. Oh. Put your tail down, Mama. Okay. We have a 4 and an E. And then, where was the other thing I saw? Oh, an A. We have a P and an A. It looks like it says paw. Paw. So maybe dad, maybe grandpa. Something about them. Some kind of energy coming up about them. Okay, let's see. We also have another A right there. Okay, let's see. Let's move on to the next here. Okay, so we have an eye. We have a fishing rod. I think that you're looking for some kind of inspiration. There's some kind of, I feel like there's a feeling of really looking for some kind of emotional spark even. You're looking for a sign. I feel like you are. You're kind of have these appeals going out. Like, bring me a sign, bring me something in my dreams. I'd like to see some kind of confirmation. And I do. I think that it will be coming. We do have the Knight of Cups here. So I think that this is going to be a deeply emotional movement for you. And I think it will be quite clear once you see it, experience it. And it really is. It's just there. I think it's just right there. So definitely, I think it's important that you are paying attention, right? So often I am looking for some kind of sign for something, and I ask, my guides, I ask my guardians and so on to speak to me, and then I absolutely get lost in life. I'm so busy. I'm, running around chasing this kid, working and keeping a house and all that. And then I totally am not, I'm not even holding up my end of this, right? I'm not keeping my eyes open, and it will come to me. It will come to you, even if you are busy, but I think if we make sure that we're a little bit present as we can be, it comes so much more easily and so much more often, and it is very potent, okay? It's very potent. So we have the Divine Doors cards, and I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to flip through. We're going to stop where it feels right. I like that when we have some light shining through right there. It says, a cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly. Then you have arrived. Living with intention. And bold. Being so bold. That's that bear energy. All right. Virgo, I'm going to tell you right off the top here, I love you. I thank you. It's always such an honor, especially with Virgos. I mean, I'm not going to choose favorites, but I am a solar Virgo, so I definitely enjoy doing our readings. But yes, it's always an honor. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. It's free to subscribe. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I'd love to hear from you. All right. We'll talk in a few days, a couple days actually. And yeah, good night. I love you. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.